Please welcome Mads Mikkelsen and Pierre.
Let's go!
Hello.
Welcome.
Come on in.
Good evening.
Well, now it feels like a Friday.
It's a proper Friday show now, yes.
Friday.
It is.
So we're going to talk about The Lion King and Harry Potter all in good time, but we are starting with dance. Because, Shirley, you like this, we found a clip of you, Mads, back in the 80s in Copenhagen. You, well. Now, Shirley, look at this. On the left, we should say, Mads there. Just wait a little bit, though, until we get to the big finale, and down he goes.
Well,
Yes. Yes, man.
remarkable.
Yeah, that was the 80s. Everybody could do that.
It's impressive.
Yeah, so were you pro dancer?
Yeah, I was a professional dancer for about 8 years. It was kind of a Billy Elliot story. I was a gymnast, and I ended up being an acrobat. Yeah. And then I learned the craft, and I couldn't tell my friends what I was doing because it was a working class area.
Sure.
But I did tell them 2 years later. Everybody wanted to be a dancer after that.
Oh, it was fantastic.
Congratulations on the film. We've both seen it. It's excellent. Now, as Roman said, this is kind of Mufasa's origin story, isn't it?
Yes.
So he was, of course, Simba's dad, for those at home. How does the story unfold in this movie, then?
Yeah, so, I mean, as you know, the original Lion King is the 1994 original, and the character Mufasa is voiced by the legend that is James Earl Jones. And this is the prequel. This is where we get, I suppose, what I would describe as a little bit of insight into who these beloved and cherished characters are before they become so sort of cemented in their identities. I like to kind of describe it as they're in their adolescence and they're kind of wearing shoes that are maybe 2 or 3 sizes too big, kind of figuring it out and bluffing their way through the Pride Lands, and I guess ultimately to their final destinations.
Yeah. I love it because it's a brand new film, but such familiar characters. But Mads, you had a great chance to bring a new character to life within The Lion King. Kyros, I mean, tell me, how does he fit into the story?
Well, he's a misfit in the sense that Mufasa is a misfit. He's an outcast, thrown out by his family, the entire society because of his skin color. So he managed to survive, and he grows up to be a formidable lion. And once he wants a slice of the cake, he wants the entire cake.
He is mean. He is seriously.
He'd eat more than a cake, wouldn't he?
His heart has turned a little dark for a good reason.
Yeah.
But Aaron, the original came out, the animation that is, in '94, the year you were born.
Yeah.
Unbelievable, ridiculous. And now you are Mufasa. I mean, this must be a pinch-me moment,
yeah.
right?
I'm still pinching myself today, and I've been doing it for 3 years, this project. But yeah, it was one of my favourite Disney films. I certainly love all of the Disney films. No shade to the others, much beloved. But it was my favourite, I think, because for me, it felt that I was being involved and included. You know, it really celebrated the continent of Africa in a really beautiful way. The colours, the vibrancy, the sound, the music. You know, Lebo M, that is the phenomenal voice we hear that opens The Lion King, and that voice that we all hear whenever someone starts to raise their hands and lift a baby, you know. So, it's such a beautiful opportunity to have been welcomed into this family, to contribute to the legacy in some way. Yeah.
Totally. I mean, you touched on the music there, and Mads, obviously, this one as well is a musical. You got the chance to sing. Yeah. You have a fantastic number in there. Sorry, say that again?
Yeah, you got a chance to hear me sing.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, that was that came a little late when I talked to Barry. It's like, so we went through the story, the pitch of everything, and then when we shook hands, it's going to be great. Oh, Mads, by the way, you have a song. It's like, too late to back out.
By the way, it's written by Lin-Manuel Miranda.
As well.
Yeah.
Not just any song, right?
Yeah. No pressure.
I think both of us were very nervous doing this. Yeah. But, you know, I went to Abbey Road Studio, made you even more nervous. but I loved it. I mean, after half an hour, the first half hour, it was just go for it. You said A, you have to say B. And it was so much fun.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
I mean, unbelievably, you hadn't done much voice work, had you, before this? Which is, I mean, with your voice, you can't believe it.
No.
But you did something, didn't you, to try and get into character and bring the lion?
Yeah.
What sort of technique were you using?
I mean, maybe I'm just a little bit extra, but I kind of I didn't have any notes to refer to. This was the first animation I'd ever done. So I was going in with no sort of context. So I just did what I thought was appropriate and kind of took my shoes and socks off and sort of walked around the studio, tried to make it like my little den, my little space, and then sort of get into the line of it all. Who knows if it was successful or not? I think that the verdict's out, but...
I think it's very successful. Do you have to raw, your own raw, or have you got a stunt drawer?
No, I don't need to. I've got a stunt roarer.
I like that. Stunt roarer.
No, that's a beautiful position. We should have that. But I think for me, it was very much the only thing I had to do was like the efforts in ADR.
Yeah.
So, you know, when they're tussling and wrestling, you know, when Mufasa and you know, all of these other lions are getting together and getting into sort of the thick of it, you have to sort of do the panting and the but you just have to do it like a lion. That's all.
OK, sorry, it's a Friday show. I've got to ask how. So how would you be a lion?
I mean, art's subjective, right? So I feel like...
But are you talking like straight up like that?
It was not too far, but not too timid.
Nice.
Being guided very much by Barry Jenkins and what he thought was appropriate for the final cut.
Yeah. Must be physical.
Mads, you know, you're known to play some fantastic characters throughout your career, especially some quite menacing characters, quite mean characters.
Right.
What makes a good bad guy, would you say?
A funny accent. It comes in helping hand. No, I don't know. It's not up to me. It's up to the story, the script. Barry, in this case, you got to find. We don't want to excuse the bad guy, but we've got to humanize him to a degree. Something recognizable in there. If not, it's just something in the corner. Right. There has to be something in there that makes us go, maybe he has a point.
I see. Very good.
OK, well, it's fantastic. Mufasa, the Lion King, is in cinemas next Friday.
Mads, of course, you're no stranger to the Harry Potter world, starred in Fantastic Beasts.
Yeah.
How did you find the lingo? The
lingo. Listen, I watched the first couple of films as an adult because of my daughter, when she was not allowed to watch it herself, and later on she took off. And I didn't watch these films, and all of a sudden I was in that universe. And doing the press stuff, the whole thingy, there was always, competitions with the knowledge of Harry Potter, and nobody wants to be on my team. Nobody. I just got nothing right. I mean, I could wing it and guess once in a while, but it was not impressive.
OK.